today I'm going to be reviewing 15 grips in order from softest to hardest after they're broken in. First grips are the ODI Subluminal grips. The break-in time, they're basically as soft as they are when you first feel them. They last couple weeks. They are a bit thinner, they do not stretch at all, but they have little knobbies that tear off. Next up we have the Edwyn grips. The break-in time a couple of hours. They last a couple of weeks. They thin out, they do not stretch, well they do stretch a little bit, and they rip and tear quite easily. Next we have the ODI long neck grips. Break-in time I'd say about a week. They last a couple months. They are a little bit thin after you wear them out. They do not stretch and they do not rip and tear, but they are not that long. Next up we have the shadow finger banger grips. Break-in time, a couple days. They last a couple of weeks. They are a bit thicker and longer, and they do not stretch, and they do not rip and tear. Next up, we have the McNeill Traveler grips. The break-in time, they're basically as soft as they are when they're brand new. They last a couple weeks. They are a bit thinner, and they do stretch, but they are long and come with horrible barns. They do not rip and tear. Next, we have the solid grips. Break-in time, they're basically as soft as they are when they're brand new. They last not quite that long. They are a bit thicker, but they do stretch and they do rip really easily. Next we have the proper grips. The break-in time, a couple of days, I say about a week. They last a couple of months. They're a little bit thicker and longer, and they do not stretch, but they do rip and tear. Okay, we have the Fit by Code DAC grips. Break-in time, I say about a week. They last a couple of months. They are thin and short. They somewhat stretch out, but they do not rip and tear. Next up we have the Odyssey and Ross grips. The break-in time, a couple of days. They last a couple of weeks. They are thick in the beginning, but they thin out and they stretch liberally, and they rip and tear quite easily. We have the Eddie Cleveland grips up next. The break-in time about a week. They last a couple of months. They are really thin and short. They do not stretch and they do not rip and tear. Fitbike makes their grips out of some sort of plastic compound, which is nice because it really makes it soft. Chase Hawk grips. They the break-in time about a week. They last a couple months. They are long and thick. They do not stretch out and they have little knobbies on them which tear off quite easily. Federal thin grips, the break-in time about a couple days. They last, depending on how hard you ride, a couple of weeks. They are thin and short. They do not stretch and do not rip and tear, actually. Corey Martinez grips, the break-in time about a week. They last a couple of years. They are really thick, a little bit shorter. They do not stretch at all, and they do not rip and tear. ODI Adam V2 grips. Break-in time, a couple of weeks. They last a couple of months. They are thick and long. They do not stretch, but they have little speaker mesh design that rips off after you break them in. Primo Stricker grips. The break-in time, they're basically as hard as when you get them brand new. They last forever. They are thick and the appropriate length. They do not stretch or rip and tear. Hopefully this video helped you out and you can buy a grip that fits you guys best. So yeah, good luck. Thanks, bye.